Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to beat mayors on normal difficulty in Limbus with only the starter units. This video is for everyone out there who is new to the game or is casual to the game and they've been struggling to beat mayors even on normal mode. And as you can see here, I have picked only units that you start your account with, and I have only equipped their default egos with one exception, and that's I equipped the event ego on Ishmael because all of you can easily farm that right now. Now Ishmael, you'll notice I'm not using default Ishmael. I'm using She Association Ishmael. Well, you get her when you complete the tutorial, so she's a default unit. Everyone has her. So I'm going to hit play on the replay now, and I'm going to show you how to beat her with just the default units and default egos. Again, you can see I have nothing equipped. I mean, you could do this having had an account for 10 minutes. Well, okay, not 10 minutes because you need to beat the whole story up to this, which will give you event currency, and then you can use that event currency to buy the Ishmael ego. But let's say you've had the game for 3 hours, okay, and you've cleared the story. So turn 1, I don't have anything to say because it's a wash turn, right? Nothing happens. The boss does 0 damage, so we're going to skip it. So turn 2, things are very basic. Do not hit the Sea Reaper, right? Do not hit the Sea Reaper. And with everyone else, you're just kind of trying to set up some clashes to kill these little guys, because killing the little guys is what makes the boss take damage. So ignore the Sea Reaper, the big dude up front, kill the little guys. Order of priority, the Nether Sea Spewer that I'm circling right here, okay? He's a jerk. You want to get rid of him. Well, clash him at least, because you cannot let that attack weight go off. The Nether Sea Founder, he's kind of durable. Sometimes you're going to just be better off evading him with an evade skill rather than clashing him, because you don't want to get nervous impairment from him. The Seashell Runners, the dogs, they don't do any nervous impairment, so you can just ignore them if you want to. They practically don't exist for the terms of the fight. They're just there to give you free damage on the boss by killing them. And then the Deep Sea Slider's a really easy target to kill. And he does nervous impairment, so you want him dead. And as for clashing the boss, it's not super important, because right now all she's doing is buffing them, but if you have the clashing flexibility, do it, okay? One other thing to note, you'll see I bring Merceau. He's going to be key to this team because of Chains of Others, okay? And your Merceau will be ready to go, because when you enter the dungeon in normal mode, it upties all your people to level 55 uptie 4. So you don't need to uptie your default IDs. They're just ready to go to enter the dungeon. But that goes for any ID. You could use any ID. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about with turn 2 that was going by while I was playing the replay. You're going to see me do a trick here with Faust that's going to make your life a lot easier, okay? I'm having Faust use her attack weight skill, representation emitter. And what you'll see, what I just did was I targeted the Sea Reaper with someone, and now I'm going to place representation emitter, and since the game sees that the Sea Reaper is already being targeted, the attack weight is going to prioritize a different target. So you'll see that when I place it. There, see, now instead of hitting the front row, it's hitting the Sea Slider and the boss, which is way better than the extra attack weight hitting the Sea Reaper and waking it up, because we absolutely can't have that. So there you go. And if that's confusing, I have a whole video on how attack weight works in Limbus Company, if you need the extra help. Okay, we're going to skip ahead a bit, and we're going to watch that ego go off to show you the trick in action, okay? There we go. See, boom. I'm not hitting the front row, even though that's what it normally does by default. I'm hitting the back row. Super good, super good. Okay, let's skip ahead. Not a lot to say about turn 2, so turn 3, so I'm skipping it. Only thing you need to see about turn 3 is I do the trick again, right? And I don't hit the front row. And then you're also going to see me on turn 3, you absolutely have to use Chains of Others on the boss, because on turn 4 she's going to nuke, okay? She nukes on turn 4 and turn 8. There you go, she's nuking, but we greatly weakened her. Now, here's another part of the team you may have been wondering about. I brought in all units that have evades except Merceau, because he's core for Chains of Others, and Ishmael, She Association Ishmael, because She Association Ishmael, we don't care if she takes damage, because she gets stronger if she's below half health. For everyone else, we don't want them taking damage. So what you're going to see me do here with the nuke going off is I'm going to have everybody evade, okay? And they're going to evade the nuke. Now the way evading works in Limbus Company is the evade gets reused upon a successful use. If you've played Library of Runa, it's like Library of Runa, their Project Moon's other game. And so if we evade with so we're going to have Don Quixote switch to an evade in a second. If Don Quixote evades that Nether Sea Founder, I can't speak, that's going at 3 speed, because defense skills use your enemy's speed. So we evade the Nether Sea Founder, which will go at 3 speed. And then we've had a successful evade go off, so when the nuke goes off at 1 speed, Don Quixote will reuse her evade. So we can set up an evade on the Nether Sea Founder, on the Shell Sea Runner, and then we're going to need to have someone kill the Nether Sea Spewer, because he's doing attack weight, and I just don't want to risk screwing something up there. And then we're just going to have everyone else dodge the boss directly. It sounds complicated, but it's really not that complicated. Put the evade on what you want to evade. If you want to evade multiple things, put the evade on the attack that's coming first, because then the evade will be reused for everything after. If you put the evade on an attack that's coming last, you won't dodge all the attacks that are coming first. But if you put the evade on the attack that's coming first, you will evade it, and then you will evade the attacks that are coming last, because you'll reuse it, okay? If it's too complicated, don't even worry about the little fishies, just put it on the boss. But trust me, it's not that complicated. I mean, you can literally see what I'm doing right now. So I'm having Ishmael clash the Spewer, because I want that thing dead. I'm having Merceau clash something. I actually don't remember what my game plan was with Merceau here. We'll see in a second. And then I'm having Faust evade just right on the boss, because I already have evade set up on the other stuff. I think I'm just having Merceau apply Chains of Others preemptively on the boss, I think is what's happening here. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. Okay, I had to reset the clash. Sorry for the confusion. I was like, what was I doing? So look, we can see this in action. I'm successfully evading the little mooks. Now Ishmael's going in to deal with the Spewer, right? Get that out of here. Good, good. So the attack didn't go off. Merceau is clashing the boss. And we're going to see all the evades that already went off get reused. And all the evades that haven't gone off yet, that are targeted on the boss, will now go off. So all 5 of them evade, so that nothing happens. Now the boss will inflict some impairment, nervous impairment on your characters anyways, but I'm going to pause for a second. Notice how Merceau has 7 nervous impairment, because he got hit by all 3 attacks from the boss, so he went up to 7. But notice how the 5 that evaded only went up to 3. Well, that's because they only got like the on use effect put on them. They didn't get any of the on hit put on them, because they never got hit. They never took damage. Okay, so now last part to say about phase 1 is, let me rewind it back actually. You need to be hitting the Roomba, okay, with your fastest unit or second fastest unit. Hitting the Roomba is going to reduce their clash power by between like 6 to 4. It's huge. And when you hit the Roomba, sorry, I should call it by its real name, the Hand of the Saint there in the middle. When you hit the Roomba when it's available, and we can tell it's available because there's a dot over it, the enemies get a lot weaker, and that horrible debuff goes away. So just hit this thing. I'm not going to explain all its mechanics, but just hit it, right? Hit it with your fastest unit or your second fastest unit. Okay, now I'm going to skip to phase 2. We're going to ignore the rest of phase 1 since I've showed you all its mechanics. We're going to phase 2. Now, in phase 2, don't worry, I'm skipping the stories. There's no spoilers. In phase 2, Roomba is back. Okay, so Roomba's got to go. Same game plan. We're going to have Merceau be spamming Chains of Others because the boss is going to start nuking every 3 or 4 turns. One more thing to note is that the way you kill this boss is by breaking her shield. Once her shield is broken, she staggers. And when she staggers, that's your opportunity to deal a ton of damage to her. Unfortunately, if you don't do her whole health bar in that 1 turn window it gives you, plus whatever damage you can get on incidentally in the same turn you broke the shield, her shield will go back up to full, and you'll need to do it all again. Now, in this replay, that happens to me, because this team's damage output is kind of low, and I had some bad luck because Ishmael got staggered at the wrong time. and I'm still able to do it again. That's right. I'm able to clear phase 2 twice. That's how well the strategy works, okay? It just works, and nobody dies. So what am I doing? Things are kind of rough right now because I need to hit the Roomba, and I'm not really confident because I haven't put Chains of Others back on the boss yet. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting the Roomba, and then I'm just evading with people. Now let's watch that one more time because something crazy just happened. See how Chains of Others is hopeless, right? You may be thinking, why are you taking a hopeless clash, YouTuber? Are you stupid? Well, okay, let's look at why it's hopeless. At the best, I can roll a 22. We can see that in the top here. At the boss's best, it can roll a 25. Why? Because the Roomba is out, which means Nethersea Brand is out, which means the boss is getting a lot stronger. And so when we break the Roomba, we see that the boss is going to roll like 6 lower. And so that means its highest is going to be like, I don't know, maybe like a 19. And so I know I'm going to be able to win this clash even though it's hopeless, because Otis is going to go first because she's at 7 speed, and Otis is going to hit the frickin' Roomba, okay? Alright. Fast forward ahead of it. Oops, I wanted to see the clash calculation between the skills. Should be now. Yeah, see? I said the highest the boss could roll is a 19. I was wrong. Look at this. It could, if it rolled 4 another time, because it rolled tails last one, it only would have rolled a 15. So its power actually went down by 10 after we hit the Roomba. That's insane. That's insane. And so a hopeless clash turned into dominating, because it was impossible for the boss to win that clash. Okay. Now, before I overload your brain with information too much, okay, I just realized I forgot to tell you guys something that's not crucial, which is why I forgot it, but is important. So let's take a pause from the mechanics of Phase 2, okay? And let's go back to the very beginning and talk about ego gifts, okay? So you want to get on the map the compass, which is the first node in the middle, and you want to get the lantern, which is the last node on the bottom. I'll pull up a screenshot while the replay is playing, but that compass is going to let your Ishmael get an extra 3 power, and that extra 3 power is going to be important for just edging out the clashes, just in case. However, the clashes shouldn't be so bad that you need it, but it is nice. Actually, I don't know if I have a screenshot, but I'll put a comment in the description describing where to get these ego gifts on the map, and I also talk about them in my other video when I'm showing how to beat this fight on hard mode. Anyway, sorry about that. I just realized halfway through recording this video I didn't talk about the ego gifts, the compass and the lantern. But okay, back to Phase 2. We're cracking the shield. We're applying Chains of Others. We know the boss is going to nuke next turn. We're evading where we need to. And we're using Ishmael to take the hard clashes and some of the damage that we can't avoid, because we don't care if Ishmael gets hurt, because she's Shi Association Ishmael. So she's actually better on low HP. Now, this is more of the same for a while, so I am going to skip this because every turn after this pretty much looks the same. Some turns I spam ego, some turns I don't spam ego, it just kind of depends, but nothing in the game plan changes at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a nuke turn. So there you go. Now, after she nukes, the turn ends, okay? So there's no point in having anyone take actions after your clasher. So whoever is clashing, in this case it should always be Ishmael, everyone behind them uses a defense skill. In front of them, you can decide if you want to greed for more damage, or if you just want to evade. And I chose to evade, because I've already cracked her shield once at this point in the replay, and I'm working on attempt 2 now, because you can see she got all her shield back even though she's only on 300 HP, and I'm just doing it again because I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'll be here another 10 minutes. It's no big deal to me. So there we go. That's the free ego you can get right now, Title Elegy, and now everyone's just using defense. Let's see what this scary nuke does. Okay, okay. So 71 damage, right? Not ideal. I think someone must have missed their evade or something, or maybe like Merceau got staggered, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, Merceau got staggered by neural impairment. That's where the 71 damage came from. But overall, not a bad turn. We can see everyone else just evaded and didn't even take damage. Roomba's up, so we hit the Roomba, and everyone else just gets to work. I'm going to skip ahead again, because I want to show you finishing the fight now. So at this point, I've got the shield almost down, right? But I still need to hit the Roomba. There's no point in taking risks. And I still need to just keep on keeping at it. Okay. Alright, and you'll see here that the shield goes down this turn. And this will be a good opportunity to highlight why She Association Ishmael is really good. So there we go, taking her down. This is my second time cracking the shield. I just skipped showing the first time. Okay, Ryoshu. 13 away. Couldn't stop the nuke from going off, which sucks, because that means Ryoshu's going to get staggered by nervous impairment, but whatever. So look how Ishmael is rolling 4 coins. That's because when she's on half HP or less, her skill 2, Flashing Strike, reuses the last 2 coins. And it won't calculate that in the clash calculation, but it will show up in the clash. So suddenly she starts rolling like a 27 now, instead of like a 14. It's awesome. And so we can see that actually does more damage than an ego. That was crazy damage. Now I give up here, not because I lost. You can actually hear Merceau get the killing blow there. You can hear the little crunch. But I give up because I want my 2 modules back and because I don't want to show you spoilers, okay? I hope this helped you. I hope this showed how anybody with an account in this game can just go in and fight this boss in normal mode. You can enjoy the rest of the story. You can claim your lunacy. You can get some more event points. Good luck if you try to attempt hard mode. I do have a video just for hard mode. But if you're just more of like a story guy or a new player and you're struggling on normal mode, I hope this helped you. And I'll see you around, managers.